everyone, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. Before we dive into today's very important topic, I want to take a moment to welcome all our new listeners. If you are looking for ways to improve your life, your parenting, and your mindset, you are in the right place. If you enjoy what we do, please make sure to subscribe to our channel, English Vibe. By subscribing, you help us bring on world-class experts, and you'll never miss an episode that could change your family's life. Hit that subscribe button and join the English Vibe community. Now, let's get started. I'm Sarah, and today we are talking about a nightmare scenario for any parent: addiction. Joining me is James, a specialist in adolescent psychology. Welcome, James.
Thank you, Sarah. It's a pleasure to be here, and a pleasure to speak to the English Vibe audience. I think the work you're doing here to educate and empower people is exactly what the world needs right now.
I appreciate that, James. Let's jump right in. The world feels more dangerous for kids today than it did 20 years ago. We have the internet, social media, and easier access to substances. Where do we even begin?
It begins with observation, Sarah. Parents often miss the early signs because they're busy, or they want to believe everything is fine. But we have to be active observers. We look for a cluster of symptoms. For example, if your child suddenly stops sleeping well, has bloodshot eyes, or smells like smoke, that's physical. But then you notice they are suddenly failing math when they used to be an A student, or they become incredibly secretive with their phone.
I think the phone is the hardest part for parents. It's like a black box.
Exactly. And that leads us to our 7-step protection plan. This is how we build that shield we talked about.
Let's go through them slowly. What is the first pillar?
The first is emotional intelligence. We need to teach children how to handle big feelings. Most addiction starts as self-medication. If a child feels lonely or stupid at school and doesn't know how to process that, they look for a chemical way to feel better. If they can talk about it, they don't have to hide it.
That makes sense. And the second one?
The open door policy. This means your child can tell you the truth without you losing it. If they come home and say, "James, I tried a cigarette today," and you scream and ground them for a month, they will never tell you the truth again. You have to stay calm so you can stay informed.
That is so hard for parents, but I see why it's necessary. What about the third way?
Scientific education. We need to stop using fear and start using facts. I tell kids that their brain is like a high-performance computer. Between ages of 12 and 25, the brain is wiring itself. If you introduce drugs or alcohol during this time, you are essentially frying the circuits before the computer is even finished. Kids respect logic more than they respect "because I said so."
I love that analogy. It treats them like adults. Let's move to the fourth strategy.
Digital literacy. You have to be involved in their online life. Peer pressure isn't just in the school cafeteria anymore. It's in the DMs and on TikTok. You need to know who they are talking to. Number 5 is being a role model. Sarah, if a parent comes home and says, "I had a hard day, I need a drink," every single night, what is that teaching the child? It teaches them that stress requires a substance. Show them that stress requires a walk, a talk, or a hobby instead.
That's a tough mirror to look in for many of us. We're halfway through. What are the final two?
Number 6 is environment control. Know the parents of your child's friends. If your child is going to a house where the parents aren't home or they're cool with underage drinking, that is a high-risk zone. Host the parties at your house. Be the fun house where you can keep an eye on things. And finally, number 7 is early intervention. Don't wait until they're 16 to talk about drugs. Start the conversation at 9 or 10 in a simple way. Make it a normal topic of conversation, not a scary secret.
James, this is incredibly helpful. But let's say a parent is listening to this on English Vibe right now, and they realize, "Oh no, I see these signs in my son or daughter." What is the immediate solution?
Don't panic. Panic leads to conflict, and conflict leads to more drug use. The solution is professional help. Find a therapist who specializes in teens and shift your question from "what are you doing" to "what is hurting you?" If you find a pain, you find a cure.
Find the pain and you find the cure. That is a perfect place to wrap up. James, thank you for sharing your expertise with us today.
It was my pleasure, Sarah. Stay safe, everyone.
And to our listeners, thank you for spending 15 minutes with us. If you found value in this, please subscribe to English Vibe and share this episode with another parent who might need to hear it. Knowledge is our best defense. We'll see you in the next episode.